This is so sweet. Another cinematographer friend of mine just told me about this app, and it's sweet, but it also kind of renders my super expensive Hollyland wireless transmitter useless. Like, I don't know if you can see that there, but like, I've got a display on my phone. It's incredible. Anyway, welcome back to another video. I'm just gonna do a random unboxing in the spirit of staying consistent on this channel. It's gonna be a quick video, but two things that I picked up, one out of necessity because I actually lost a pair of sunglasses on a bikepacking trip last year, and the other pair of sunglasses I saw them and they're obnoxious and ridiculous, but they're way too fun not to grab them at the price that I get them at. Still working at a sports retail store on average about once a month, but keep my discount there and it works out pretty well. So those are my Oakley. Let me see which ones these are. I don't even know. Oh, I'm gonna save these ones. I'm saving these ones for a second. How do I open this guy up? All right, so first up, last year I did the Cannonball 300 video, still coming. It is 3 videos down the pipeline. I've got my Fernie video. I just got back from Fernie last week. Got that one in the works, should be done by the end of this week. But this is just a quick little bonus video. Oakley Holbrooks I lost on the Cannonball 300 last year. I just tucked them in my shirt for a quick section of trail because it got super dark before it started raining and they were nowhere to be found. So I'm just replacing what I already had. And I technically still have a pair of Oakley Holbrooks that are about 6 or 7 years old now, but they're just so scratched up, and they're like the fire reflective lenses, and they're just like kind of tacky now. I think I wear them when I have to, but now we got the tortoiseshell Oakley Holbrooks back. Haven't even taken the stickers off yet, so let's peel these guys off. God, I hope that's the squirrel and not the rat. We do have a rat that just poked his head out over here. So the cool thing about these is that they are not only polarized, but they are the polarized everyday prism lens. So they basically just boost contrast when you're driving for long periods of time or just outside. It's like 4K vision. You just get those colors dialed in. I think you look okay. The Holbrooks are like a classic sunglass that just seem to look good on anyone. I have a notoriously small face with a bit of a beaker out here, so these ones are one of the few that actually look good on my face. They're not terrible. So that's the Oakley Holbrooks, just replacing the ones I already had and I lost. But these are the fun ones. These were the ones that I kept looking at and I was like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if they're actually gonna be worthwhile getting, but I caved and I just went for it anyway, and that is on the Oakley Sutros. Now these things, they're super obnoxious. I showed them to my brother's fiance and she just laughed instantly. I tried them on at a bike shop in Fernie and I like them. They look even better when you're wearing a helmet, not so much when you're wearing a toque in -5-degree weather, which we seem to have gotten again. So as you can see here, hopefully, let's see, can you see? Ooh. Yeah. So that's the road prism on these guys. No polarization on these, but the road prism does the job. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, they're ridiculous, but I love them. They're too good. So the nice thing with these though is that with the road prism, they enhance the contrast of the asphalt on the road, and the greens and the darks just get that much more, not brighter, but just more contrasty, so you can really see that road ahead. And the nice thing with these being really large lenses is that you've got your peripheral. When you're in the drops, you can get in the drops on the gravel bike and you're still gonna be able to see really nice big lens, but totally obnoxious, and I just love them. They're pretty sweet. They're almost like a goggle. They're so big, but they should look better once I get the bike helmet on. So on the filmmaking side of things, this is something that I am really bad for not investing in, and that's more grip gear. I invest in the lights, the camera, the lenses, all that stuff, but I never actually invest in grip gear. And for the other thing that I just got, oh, there's the squirrel. Let me see if I can get him. Can I get him? Jesse. I found your buddy. So I'm notoriously bad for not actually investing in grip gear, and that's something that I've tried to get better at doing the last year or so. Just even things like AC cable and tennis balls of all things, just so that you can protect hardwood flooring if you're putting C-stands down there. Now, clamps are one of the last things that I've invested in, because over the last few years I've been lucky enough to share a studio with Christoph, who just seems to have clamps on clamps on clamps. But over the last few moves, he's collected a bunch of storage containers across the street from here actually, and they're locked inside his containers. So they're not always accessible. And now that I've actually bought a Westcott scrim gym, which is probably, I'll do another video on that, I needed something to actually be able to hold that up. It's an 8-foot by 8-foot frame that you can put diffusion and bounce fabrics on. And this guy right here, this is the Impact N-Jaw Vice Grip. They can't use the copyrighted, oh my God, Cardellini. They can't use the copyrighted Cardellini term, but it's a Cardellini, Mathellini, or the Impact N-Jaw Vice Grip. Less cool name, does the same thing. So basically with this thing, you can mount this onto a C-stand, you can clamp it onto tabletop surfaces like this, and then mount a light, or you can actually use the gripping end. Because I believe this is a, I'm probably wrong, but a 3/8 inch thread. And so I got the 12-inch here. Pretty basic clamp, just a spin lock. With it being so big, it takes some time. Clamps, I bought 2 of them. Super handy. It was never that exciting for me to think about purchasing, but now that I'm doing more commercial work, they come in handy. So I got 2 of these. On most commercials, we'll probably use 3 or 4 of them at one point or another. And that's that guy. Last but not least, I got 2 super clamps. Also, just a super versatile, handy tool when you're on film sets. Something that fits into a grip bag. Now these guys I just bought off Amazon, and I believe this was $66. So I got 2 of those, and I think these guys were both around $60 as well. And they come with a 1/4-20. All right, and so I'm just finishing up this video, and I realized I didn't actually talk about what the super clamp is good for. So a bunch of us are all actually in the studio for once, so I'm gonna go ask Christoph and Jesse what they like to use it for. I think Jesse uses it more than Christoph, but we'll go see. And we're gonna wipe off this. What do you like to use this for? I realized I didn't do any B-roll for it, so.
Well, here's a fun thing that I just discovered. This piece here, a lot of times this thing comes like attached to the back here, and I was always just like, what the hell is this thing? And I would just like throw it away, but it actually plops in there, so you can hard mount to like a square surface, which is kind of cool. So they would be like mounted to this, and it would just be like kind of janky and loose there, and I never knew what they were for, and I was just like, get out of here. For like, this is years ago. I wouldn't do that now. But now, yes, if you pop that in here, you can mount it to like a square mounted surface. But yeah, you can mount these to all kinds of stuff. I use them in a lot of cases to, well, I never use these anymore because I don't get to play with these kinds of things. But like the grips and stuff on things that I would use, that I shoot, would use these to mount to like
what he's trying to say is that he's a DP now, so he doesn't have to play with any of these toys anymore.
Well, I actually can't even, like, I just haven't used one of these in so long that I can't think of a use for it. But if, say, we wanted to put a light up in this rafter here, for example, they would use something like this or a Cardellini. There's 2 options. And you basically just, like, clamp that as tight as you want, and then you pop you can either use this 1/4-20, or you can get like a regular spigot or like a 750 spigot, pop your light on there, and then put a safety chain around it as well, just in case this thing fails. And then you lock that in place, and you have a light mounted to a rafter or a stud or a pole, or I don't know, there's all kinds of things you can use these for.
Jesse, I forgot to make B-roll on this. Tell me what your favorite thing to use this for is.
Wait, what do you mean? I use this to clamp onto anything. Is there an answer to this
No,
that I can't remember?
Not. It's like legit. What's your? I just bought 2 super clamps and like.
Oh,
what
nice.
do you actually like to use them
Well,
for?
here's
There's
what's
no
fun.
trick question.
I don't own any super clamps. I do have one right here. I stole that from one of you guys. I'm not sure whose it is. This I was using. I had 2 of them to use, and I mounted my sly pod using these into the rafters of the ceiling in here, just for safety. So I mounted 2 ends of these friction arms to each end of the sly pod, and then just gripped. One of them was on like a ladder, the other was on, I don't know, some I-beam, and you just reef it down. You got yourself something rigged up. These are the most handy things. They just put anything anywhere.
Anyway, just thought I'd make a really quick video unboxing some stuff. The sunglasses I'm super excited about. I'm also gonna nerd out over this because again, this is gonna be super handy. But I'm also realizing that with that frame that I bought, I'll have to start renting more C-stands or asking for a few more for Christmas, something like that. Anyway, this is another angle of our new studio. I'm slowly just revealing our studio build out. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should, J_white89, you'll see all of our build out videos. Jesse's container is just to the left of me. My container's over here, and I will have a build out video coming as well at some point in the future. I don't know when, but until then, we'll see you in the next one. Oh, I can press stop record here. I missed it.
In the basement, and I heard the sound of your door suctioning, and I thought it was coming from the basement, so I just ran.
Actually?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't run. I was